Hey guys, I just ate and I've been thinking about some wonderful stuff today, and here it is, gonna share it with you. I snorkeled all day. I had an epic day snorkeling. I actually got to see some purple coral, which is like very rare anymore. And so basically this is about the environment and the argument that people make, oh, the earth is, we're not causing global warming, blah, blah, blah. The earth can handle it. That's true. But can the humans? There has been times, the earth is 4.5 billion years old, I think. And so, yes, throughout the last 4 billion years, there has been many, many life cycles this earth has gone through. And here's the thing, that's irrelevant to the fact that whether or not it is habitable. So sure, we can say it's natural for the earth to be uninhabitable, but we can also say during the time that it's habitable, why are we fucking it up? Why are we ruining it? For money. So this is the mentality that they have. They know, the scientists talk to the rich people because the rich people give them money, and so they're able to convince themselves that it's okay to exploit the earth and its people. Because they say, a meteor, a comet, some natural disaster can obliterate all of society, so we shouldn't worry about that. The next, because I'm thinking we should be planning for life in 1,000 years from now. Because I care, right? But the people that don't care and the people that just want to get paid, they're not going, let's think about 1,000 years from now. They're going, oh, anything can happen. Let's think about right now and what we need and what we can get. And so to balance that, it's like, yes, okay, let us think about now, and let's admit what we're doing and what we can give. Because again, the earth will survive the humans, but can the humans survive the humans? That's the question. It's the quality of my life. Today I went in the water and it's getting nasty, and it's been polluted in Honolulu, Maui. It's a nature reserve, but the properties have been purchased over it for decades, and they can't get plumbing out there, so they have septic systems that are now seeping into the earth and seeping into the nature reserves and killing off life and coral. And this is a place that's been a natural reserve, so it hasn't had other environmental impacts. But the point is as we just trample all over the earth with our environmental impacts, yes, the earth will survive, but what about our quality of life? What about the shit I've got to swim in? What about the chemicals I've got to swim in? What about the deterioration that's going to happen to us as human beings? Hopefully we will get hit by a meteor, because that'd be a hell of a lot easier than slowly dying of some nasty poor man's disease. And when I say poor man's, I mean the rich man. Because it's a disease of a man to need billions of dollars. It's a disease of a human to need more than nature intended. It's a disease. It's not normal. And we've got to realize that. We don't need, today in Hawaii, it's Sunday, and so there's just thousands of people here on vacation, and they're so rude. The way they drive on this land in their rental cars is orbitable, hopefully. They're so rude. They're honking. It's like, I live here. Hi, we don't actually drive that fast here. This is actually a sacred land. This little kid, I knew he was a kid. I could tell by the way he acted. But he was so rude to me. And then he just zipped by me and peeled out in a totally sacred area because I wasn't speeding in an area that you shouldn't be speeding in. But he's in his hot red rental, and he pulls out, and he ends up at the same place as I do. And that's the funniest thing. So many people do that. All these people on vacation are like, get out of my way, I'm a car, I'm not a person. And then they get to their spot, and I'm like, hi. Yeah, there's not a lot of places to get away with your shit on an island. How you doing? And I'm just like, do you know this land is sacred? Those are people's homes you're speeding through. Like, have some respect. And long story short, he called me a bitch, and it didn't get pretty, and he was a little punk kid with zits all over his face, wouldn't even tell me where he's from, got a bad attitude. I'm sure his parents were renting the car for him. And he just wouldn't stop. He had to just keep being disrespectful and badass, because that's the American culture today. We are free enough to be assholes. Who cares what happens? And really, truly, he could have been from Europe. He could have been from anywhere, because when I say American culture, it's no longer behind a flag. It's a mentality. It's a mentality that we can do whatever we want and it doesn't matter. And that is not what any nation stands for, but that I believe is a folly of an American byproduct. I've been researching what is American culture, and I've been researching how healthy culture is and how necessary it is to have a healthy life. And America doesn't really have a culture, so their culture has been based on more of theory and idealism. It's not really based on earth and hard work and values, because the American culture supposedly values freedom and the right to express what you want. But all these things are very airy. And so that's why I call it American. But it's just a general consciousness that's happening of humans that are convincing themselves that it's okay to ruin our lives, to ruin the planet, to ruin the earth. And when I say planet, I mean ruin the planet. I mean that they're ruining its ability to be comfortably habitable. Period. The earth will survive. It's been doing its thing. It will continue to do its thing. There's nothing no one can do. Not even a huge something from outer space, maybe. But the fact is, the sun's going to expand into a red giant in its phase of life, because the sun is a star, and it will it'll burn up our entire environment in orbit, what's it called? Solar system. And so that's the natural path of the earth. The earth does have a natural path. It won't live forever. Either will the sun. Either does anything. But the point is during life, let us respect it. That's what the problem is. And we've got to feel okay in saying that. Hey, yeah, man. Okay, yeah, sure. Go ahead and pollute the air, the earth. You're not ruining anyone's life but mine. Yeah, and my future and my children's future. And they'll have their arguments, but that's the truth. The truth is, the humans should take care of other humans and leave this earth habitable for life as long as we can. It's not in our choice to ruin other people's lives. That's actually called murder, be it slow or fast. It's the same thing. You do not have the right to organize somebody else's life in a way that's detrimental to them.